Alrighty, we had such great success on Monday with the Summer Abs promo that we wanted to open up 3 more discounted spots for anyone that's looking to get some sort of six-pack or tighter tummy or whatever it is you're striving for by the start of summer. Whether you've had abs before, whether you're looking to get them back again or get them for the first time, we will take care of you through our nutrition, our training, our accountability, and our entire coaching program that has a 99% success rate. So send us a message with the keyword Summer Abs to our Instagram at Colossus Fit, COLOSSUSFIT. We guarantee your results. We will absolutely take care of you, and we're so excited to help 3 more of you awesome people.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Fit, Healthy, and most of all, Happy podcast. I am your coach and host, Josh, here with
his co-host and co-coach, KG, and I'm in the house.
And the sun is shining. It's almost beach season. So in today's episode, we're going to give you the key tips you need to focus on to get summer ready and to stay summer ready, to succeed throughout all of summer. We know it's different ballpark, different game, and everyone wants to look fantastic, but there's more temptations than ever. But these tips in this episode are going to ground you, keep you on amazing track, and get you phenomenal results.
So jumping into number 1, it's honestly just going to be setting achievable and realistic goals. Knowing how much time you have, knowing your situation, knowing your body. Of course, having a coach, that's where we come in handy because we've done it so much. But at the end of the day, just having that just realistic approach. There's so many people out there who don't really have those goals that they're striving for. And for me, because I've done it so many times, I know how long it's going to take for my body to lose the weight, to, just tighten up, to do all the stuff that I'm striving for. And even past that, like a little bonus is like also having a game plan for after that. So we have a game plan to get you towards that situation, myself included, who are all shredding down, doing our 60-day shred, getting some incredible results. But past that, it's important once we get there, knowing what steps we're going to take to maintain that. Like Josh said, there's going to be so many temptations, and that's where a lot of people fail, is that they don't have that actual structure, the goal setting. None of that's in place. They're just kind of waking up thinking, you know what, I'm going to try to do it. And unfortunately, without the goals, without the structure, it's going to be very tough. So that's going to be tip number 1 for today.
And number 2, going off of what Kyle said, is to aim for sustainability through the summer. Is what you're doing something you can do through the whole summer? Is it something you're going to be able to do with all the events that come up, going to the beach, going to the cottage, going out for barbecues, all of your favorite things? Ask yourself if you can do this sustainably and reasonably. And we work really hard to make sure our clients see results, but they're also still able to have their lives. Because if you're just cutting out everything, you're no sugar, no alcohol, no anything, like just constant grinding, that might be unrealistic for you. Some of you might actually be okay with that and be like, this is my grind summer. I just want to invest in myself, be my best, healthiest, happiest self. And even I mentioned before that guy, Brian Johnson, who's doing that longevity project, he said he's doing it to bring awareness of how we normalize self-destructive behaviors. So this is another thing to definitely keep in mind. But if you go out and you have 10 drinks and you get absolutely plastered, your friends will be like, yeah, that's freaking awesome. Or you'll be like, I ate all this food, I had this crazy thing. People will be like, that's great. And but if you actually focus on doing what's good for you and spending time caring about that, and you're like, I'm all in on eating the healthiest food, I just want to take care of my body this summer and be there, that is excellent as well. So it's really important you kind of have a game plan of where you want to be. But for most of us, it'll be somewhere in the middle. We always recommend the 80-20 rule, aiming for 80% really good, high quality foods, 20% a little bit more fun. It's really important you do the same with how you approach this summer and your activities, that you give yourself enough reason to be able to enjoy the events, to see success. So you got to know what that looks like for you. I know that's a little vague, but we're going to narrow in on this more with the following tips.
Yeah, and even just like giving yourself enough time, I find is so important, because a lot of times there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be times where people don't lose weight. There's going to be times where there's setbacks. And I find a lot of people wait just right until the last minute and they're like, okay, I'm all in. They have 1 month left and it doesn't work out. You end up losing too quickly, and then you end up restricting too much. And then when you do get to that point where you've lost a little bit of weight, you put it all back on because you've just been doing such nonsense, such craziness. But jumping into number 3 is just simply keeping track of your macros and your calories. And there's a lot of people out there who will say, I'm just going to start eating healthy. I'm just going to make better decisions. And while that is great, it's awesome that you're fueling yourself better. You're, filling yourself up with more volume, all that other stuff. It's very hard to make changes week by week and actually know that you're in a proper deficit if you're just kind of guessing. It's hard to know if you're actually hitting the right amount of protein, when to make proper changes, and all that that great stuff. So I do find it takes, honestly, for me 2 to 3 minutes a day right now to keep track of my food, to make sure everything's in accordance to what numbers I'm striving for. It allows me to make changes for every single one of our awesome clients. We're able to actually take a look at the cold hard data. Numbers don't lie. And that's where some people will be honestly a little bit lazy, like straight up. They'll just be like, oh, well, I'm just going to wing it and see. And it's so hard. And that's where even just, if they restrict as a ton, because they're just like, I'm going to have none of the nonsense. I'm going to have none of, just no fun foods, nothing like that. And then when they do end up binging, it's pretty bad. So keep track of your macros, keep track of your calories, keep an accurate log, use spreadsheets. That's what we do for our coaching program and our clients, and log it in MyFitnessPal or whatever app you want to use. And that way you have the actual data.
Said it before, I'll say it again. Knowledge is power when applied. And for me, if I know like I have a wedding, I'm going to need more calories, I can get in there. I can start pre-planning on MyFitnessPal, give myself some guidelines of what I'm going to have. If I like select a chicken option, I can tentatively log that in. I know there'll be a carb, a vegetable. And then if you're like, oh, I want to enjoy a few drinks and they're doing a cheesecake for dessert, start plugging that in and see where you're at. And then you can make a conscious decision. You can say, I'm in a deficit. I can do this perfectly, hit my calories, still enjoy myself reasonably. Boom, I got a game plan. Or you could say, this is a really special night. I'm going to allow myself to go 500 over, but no more than that, and have a strict plan. Whereas someone who's just winging it, they have no idea what they're eating. They'll eat whatever all day, and they'll go out and they'll eat way more. That's where they can end up eating double or triple what they should, putting on a pound, 2 pounds, and having that carry forward and be in a tough position for the rest of their summer. And that's where knowledge is power, awareness is power. And by just doing this habit and being aware of what you're having, it's incredible. If you log everything, you're like, oh man, I really messed up. I'm 2,000 calories over, and then the scale pops up. It kind of showcases to you why. And you can say, the barbecue really got to me. I'm going to do better with barbecues going forward. And you can devise a plan for that. So there's no shame in it. And that's our point, where if you fail and it's a tough situation, just use that as a lesson, aim to improve. And that's how you'll get better long-term over life. Because if you just ignore it and say, barbecues are always a wash, I can't be fit and go to barbecues, and then one day you want to get super serious about your fitness, or you have to, and you go, no barbecues for me, you're going to be miserable. You're going to take away that thing you love instead of learning how to have a healthy relationship with it. So that was an excellent tip. And then the next one is a big one on the other side of nutrition. We always have training, and that is to make sure that you are strength training at least 3 to 5 times a week. It's easy to say, hey, I'm just summering, I'm out, I'm golfing, I'm kayaking, I'm hiking, life is good. But strength training has its purpose, and it's important you don't lose it with all the joys of being out in nature. You should be doing all those other things as well, but don't use one and not do the other. I know summer is a common time where people will do this. They'll say, I'm being active, so I don't need the gym. But gym and lifting weights and strength training is going to change your composition. It's going to change your body. It's going to help you with your posture. It's going to strengthen you. Whereas those activities largely are just going to burn calories. And that's important as well. But it's really important you maintain a strength training regimen throughout the summer, at least 3 to 5 times a week. It's going to have you looking right, looking tight, feeling strong. And then you can also enjoy those other activities that much more. To me, I always see them as bonuses. I love hitting a workout and going and playing volleyball for 4 hours, or going on an amazing hike or a kayak as well. And they're really great ways to incorporate both and enjoy both. So this is a big tip, and I highly recommend you do it.
Honestly, that was so well said. And I think it's so important to take a look at these last 3 tips, what I'm about to say, as well as what Josh just shared, as well as tracking your macros, because I find so many people, like if you look at it as a triangle, they have one of those things down. They say, hey, I'm going golfing, I'm getting outside, I'm doing some movement, awesome. But then they end up eating back tons of calories. They're not hitting it at all. They're missing their strength training workout because they've, spent time in the sun. So it's so important to have all these managed. And I find that planning everything goes such a long way and just helps a ton. If I know, hey, I'm going out for a round of golf, okay, maybe I'll get my workout in first thing. Here's what I'm going to pack. Like, a lot of it comes down to the right planning and the right just everything within that. So obviously number 5 is just staying active with other activities, whether you do want to start doing, some biking, maybe some cool hikes. We love beach volleyball. Like, there's a lot of amazing things, like Josh was saying, kayaking. Like, there's some incredible things that you can do. And I do find that it helps you stay in a deficit if you are someone who's keeping track of your food, you're making the right decisions there. It just kind of makes it easy. Like, I look at my day and I'm like, man, like I move so much when the sun's out. Like, it's hard to stop. I went on 4 walks the other day. Just they were mini ones, but I'm like, I can't sit still. It's so beautiful out. But I find a lot of people struggle, and I wanted to put like a little asterisk on this because they go out, they say, hey, I just did an awesome bike ride. I'm starving. Boom, calories have just shot up a ton because you're like, well, I just burned 500 calories. Let's just go eat it all. Let's go grab some drinks. Let's do all this other stuff. So that's why hand in hand, that triangle between the macros and the calories, the strength training, and then the actual outdoor activities, like they all need to be met in some way or another. Even for me, knowing that Saturday, Sunday, I like to go do those outdoor activities, I'll be in the gym a lot earlier before it gets, bright out and just gets too nice because I'm like, I want to get this out of the way. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to still make a way to make it happen and get it done. So that's going to be number, 5. That's number 5.
And number 6 is having a coach to guide you through the craziness of summer. Like I said, this is where everything pops up. Weddings, barbecues, events, beach, all these favorite things. And I promise you, you can enjoy them and still progress in your fitness and still do it in a healthy and just great way. And I think it's a way better way to go about it by having some self-discipline, because if you're on the other side of that coin and you just do these things and you go out and like max out just the most you can, just overdo everything, you're going to feel horrible and you're going to spend all winter making up for it, or you'll carry it into next summer. You're going to think in the back of your head, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And to learn how to, once again, navigate these things in a healthy and reasonable way, feel amazing, still be progressing in your fitness, have tons of energy to enjoy them the most, I think is the best way to go about it. And we love working with people, doing this one-on-one, helping, guiding you, being there for you, being an amazing resource to guide you through the different things that will pop up, to work together to find solutions, to learn from mistakes that are made, and to really get you the best results possible. So once again, we have an incredible deal going on for this. You can DM us on Instagram saying Summer Abs at Colossus Fit, COLOSSUSFIT. I love being able to help my clients through this busy time, see them succeed, and see them go in the right direction as opposed to the wrong.
Absolutely. We're so excited to help some of you awesome people. Do not wait. Now is the time. We don't want you to be 1 month out, a few weeks out, and be like, okay, now is time, because it's just not going to work that way. But number 7 is honestly getting enough sleep. I had to add this in. I think it's so important. It helps you make the right decision food wise. It helps your body recover. It's something a lot of people, I think, even when it's nicer out and when there's more activities and more fun things going on, it's very easy to not prioritize it, stay a bit later, get up earlier as well. Like even myself, I get up earlier now as it's nicer. So I'm like, I got to get to bed slightly earlier as well. So it's about managing that and making sure you're getting deep, high quality sleep. If you listen to the Monday episode, we have some amazing tips to help you with that. But if you are focused on the other aspects, it is very important to make sure sleep is monitored, you're getting a good solid sleep, and that will help you a ton with getting shredded and losing some body fat for sure.
Last but not least is staying hydrated. The sun is out, you're busy, you got a million things going on, water is the last of your worries, but this is a time more than ever to keep water close by. Being hydrated is so key, especially when you're going to be getting dehydrated faster from the sun. Keep your body operating right. There are tons of ways to get in a lot of water. We harp on it a lot, so I'm not going to get too into the nitty gritty, but make sure you are getting in that water.
Absolutely. So well said. And it should have been, it's been said, but I just wanted to reiterate and stress it as well. Like you have to be in a calorie deficit. You have to be losing consistent weight on an ongoing basis to get to that point. Now, some people will have a lot more to lose. Some people may only have 5-10 pounds to get towards that shreddedness, whatever it is that you're striving for. So remember that as well, as your situation is completely different from the other person. However, I do believe taking every single one of these into consideration, we wanted to focus on the bigger picture things, the things that will actually make a big difference. Like there are of course small things in your journey that will help, but I do believe if every single one of these are met, you will absolutely get the results you deserve. You'll feel your best. You'll get to that point where you have a stomach and a just overall body that you're happy with. Like every time we get these messages from people saying, hey, I want to just be comfortable in my body. I want to be happy. I want to take my shirt off and go to the beach and do this stuff and just be amazingly happy with what I have here. We want you to all feel that way. So send us a message. We are so excited to help you. And I just want to say thank you for tuning in. You all have what it takes to just feel your best, to look your best. And we want the best for every single one of you. And we can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for tuning into this episode.